What is up, everyone? Brandyn Pokrass here for another interview for the league winners. Today, we have FIU defensive back commit Eric Johnson Jr. Eric, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. So, to get things started, you just recently committed to FIU. Saw the post, really happy for you. Want to ask you, what made the school stand out to you, and what ultimately made you decide to commit there?
Um, so overall, the school we could start off is just in a great location in Miami, Florida. It's a place that everybody wants to be in. That's probably one of the biggest things that made the school stand out. Leading into my commitment, it was a school that was recruiting me hard from the point they offered me all the way up until the point that I committed. I remember the day that we were out there just working out, and then the coach Gilstrap came down to come see me work out and everything. And I got the offer, and then since then they were pretty hard on me, and they made me feel like I was a top priority for them all the way up until the commitment. And then it came down to when I went on my OV. From the point I stepped off that plane and was in that Miami area, it felt like a second home to me. The family orientated like area, and it just made me feel welcome when I felt welcome when I was down there. Um, I would just say that I'm just really pleased with the new coaching staff. The defensive scheme, I feel like I'll fit really well into that as well. And then on top of that, it just the culture was so strong down there, and then the academics, because recently they from this past semester, the whole football team averaged 3.0 GPA and up. So that was also another big thing that added on to the reason I committed. So all around, it just felt like the right place for me, the right time. It was the right energy. It's everything there was just perfect for me in that time.
That's awesome to hear, man. And you mentioned defensive scheme. I'm going to turn our focus towards that. As a defender, you had 33 tackles last year and showed off some top end speed, especially flying downhill in the run game. I want to ask you, what goes into your mentality as a downhill run defender, and how do you best like to utilize your speed in those situations?
Um, Honestly, my biggest thing is when I step on that field, I have to have a relentless effort, just coming downhill. If even if I'm not the one making the tackle, I got to be the one forcing the football back inside to my linebackers or my D linemen, or forcing the ball outside to my corners or my forced defenders. So it's just always just being able to come downhill and be aggressive with that, or coming downhill with the right leverage, or coming downhill to make a play and be some like have some type of presence in the play. Always be around the ball. You never know what's gonna happen. Football is full of mysteries built in within the play, so you just never know. So it's just always good to be around the ball, because there's always plays to be made.
I love that mentality, and that ties into my next question because as a coverage player, you've shown that speed as well, and you've shown those instincts. I'm going to ask you, how do you like to approach the different coverages you're asked to play? And then on top of that, is there a favorite one you like to play that you feel best utilizes your skill set?
Um, I wouldn't say that there's a favorite one that I like to play. I like to say that I can just change like my football IQ when it comes down to those coverages is easy for me, because I'm sitting there, I'm reading the quarterback. Say it's a man match technique. It's easier to read the receiver, read routes. So all I can say is just that being in a program such as Grayson, that they equipped us well with certain techniques. They equipped us well with knowledge. So when I'm on the field, I know what I'm supposed to do, when I'm supposed to do it, and how I'm supposed to do it. So yeah.
And then last part of that, I want to ask you, what's your favorite defensive play call? That play call that when you guys get in the huddle, you're like, you know what, it's time to go make a play. It's time for me to basically like go put this on my huddle film or go put this on my highlight film. What's that play call for you?
I would say we have a play call where it's a cover two concept, and then I just get to go be an extra run fit. So it's fun for me in that play because all I know is I'm out there roaming free and ready to take somebody's head off.
Yeah, and with that speed you've shown, I saw that countless times. It's you got to go make the play, and a lot of times you're going to make that play. So yeah, that definitely lines up. And now I want to shift our focus towards the future. Obviously heading into your senior season of high school,
Right.
what have you been the most focused on improving this summer at your position?
Um, really going into my senior year, I've taken 3 years at Grayson High School, and I've been working my way up to being that big dog on our team. So right now, I would just say just leadership, and because coming off of a state championship win, I want to be able to hold that standard and keep my guys up to a certain level and take the younger guys and get them prepared and ready for the time when I leave, and then they have to step up and be that leader because I had those guys ahead of me. So I just want to be able to keep that standard alive and keep Grayson rolling and making us still one of the top programs in the country.
Is there anything like specific action wise that you've already taken that to really put that in place?
Yeah, so I would say I have a couple of guys on my team. I put together a little group chat just without the coach. Like we have group chats with the coaches, and I went ahead and made some group chat without the coaches, and then so if they ever feel like they need to ask a question, they don't want to have to ask our coach, they could come ask me or any of the other seniors on our team. Um, and then on top of that, I might set up a little time for us to all just hang out and build that chemistry together.
That's so important, and I'm really happy to hear that you're already putting that in place because that's how you put the action in place to make sure you have that in the season, right? You can't just go into the season and expect it to happen. It's you build that foundation up, and I'm really happy to hear you're already implementing that, and that kind of in a sense ties into my next question, which I asked to every single person that I interview. So if there was one player, past or present, who you could have as a mentor or coach, who would it be and why?
Um, I would probably go with Ed Reed because I just loved his mentality and his confidence going on out onto that field. It was just different. I mean, he'd go out there and he'd come out with crazy energy and confidence, and it made other people have confidence in him and his play style. And then he'd go out there and make great plays and plays that everybody will remember in the future. So that's just a player that I've always looked up to and studied, especially with his physicality and his energy and his IQ on the field.
And you kind of answered already, but is that someone you try to model your game after?
A little bit, yes, sir.
Love that. So my last question for you is this: heading into your senior year of high school, what do you want to showcase this year? And then more importantly, what goals and milestones do you have for yourself and for the team this year?
For myself, I would like to be more effective in the pass game because my past season, I mean, I was strong in the run game and the and when it comes down to fitting, so I know that I have that down. So I know that I want to be more effective in the pass game, get more interceptions, more deflections, PBUs. So that's something that's a personal goal that I have for myself. Making sure I'm disciplined with my eyes. Then also when it comes down to team goals, it's just to go back to back really because we're coming off of a strong state championship win, and I want to get me and my guys that I've grown up and played with for years. I just want to get us one more ring to leave out with.
Love to hear that. So that brings us to the end of it. But before we get out of here, where can everyone find you on social media?
My Instagram, you can find me at ericjohnson.junior underscore e. That would be EricJohnson .jr underscore, and then my Twitter will be capital E, and then everything capital E Johnson underscore 17. So it will be EJOHNSON underscore 17.
Well, you heard him. Make sure to follow along. Make sure to follow his team's quest to try to go back to back. And Thank you so much for your time. That brings us to the end of this interview for myself and Eric Johnson Jr. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Of course.